Well, we got a lot of things going on around the National Football League. Everybody, not everybody, a lot of teams have real significant issues with the salary cap. Even though the cap has gone up $30 million this season, the cap is going to be 255, I believe it is. There are teams that got all types of contract issues. The Chargers have begun paring their roster. Chargers at one point were 45 million over the cap. The Bolts now are down to about 21 million above the cap. They've restructured and will get rid of their center Corey Linsley. They just got rid of Eric Hendricks. He's gone. That's a big cap savings. They've wiped out, I want to say, 17 million in cap issue problems already, but they still got 21 million to go. So now we just have to wait and see what is going to transpire. And that, does that mean Mike Williams, wide receiver? Yeah, probably. Does it mean Joey Bosa? Boy, that'd be hard to swallow if they got rid of him, because when he's played, he's been pretty good, but he has not played as much because he's had injury after injury after injury. So we're just going to have to just wait and see how many more names there the Chargers are going to lop off, but they're going to be guys who are going to be cut loose. The big story is what's happened in Buffalo. They're gutting their defense. The Buffalo Bills yesterday got rid of Trey White, their Pro Bowl cornerback. It is a huge setback for them. They've gotten rid of linebackers. They got rid of two of their safeties. They're way above the cap, so they've had to cut loose. I think they've cut loose $25 million in cap money in about the last 24 hours. In Seattle, I mean, this was a real stunner, what happened there. The Seahawks got rid of both their safeties, led by a very controversial guy, Jamal Adams, who was involved with a lot of junk off the field and didn't play real well and had a lot of injury issues. And they got rid of Condre Diggs, their other safety, and they got rid of one of their tight ends, Will Dissly. So they've had to move a lot of guys off the roster, and all of a sudden the Seahawks just don't look like the same football team because of cap complications. Philadelphia's moving people off their roster. They're letting their running backs go. Philadelphia, there's a rumor out there that they're going to make a bid on one of the big running backs who's a free agent effective next Tuesday. Could you imagine Saquon Barkley changing mailing addresses and Saquon Barkley going from the New York Football Giants, going across the river to the Philadelphia Eagles in the same division? That rumor is out there. And then there's the entire Minnesota situation, a very unstable situation at quarterback with Kirk Cousins being a free agent, and they got cap problems, and they got two guys that got to desperately have to resign, led by their star tight end, Danielle Hunter. They just let go their leading rusher, Alex Madison. Now, that's because he had a significant dollar value attached to him, but Madison also was a fumbler, so they let him go. And it's just beginning. You will see going forward, like Dallas, as of today, is about to release their Pro Bowl left tackle, Tyron Smith. It's a money issue, injury issue also with him. So you're going to see a lot more transactions involving name guys that are getting flooded onto the free agent market effective when the window opens next Tuesday. You're going to see more players available. They'll have to sign contracts at lower dollar values. So fascinating to see what's happened in the NFL. All right, Chargers, because that was our team here. What do you think they do? Do they dare get rid of Bosa? Can they afford to get rid of Bosa? I don't think they can trade Mike Williams because of the cap number and because of injury history. You surely wouldn't get rid of maybe a potential Hall of Famer like Keenan Allen. So what do you think the Chargers do?
Well, I think they've got to drop some players, right, Lee? Yes. I mean, but like you said, like if Bosa's making, I don't know, what was it, $30 million a year?
I think his contract's 24, but because of bonuses and restructures, his cap figure's like 36.
Yeah, and then if you cut him, you don't pay him, but you still have a cap dead money to come over. So the math is complicated. I mean, it just seems like they've got to get rid of some guys just to clear some space, but it might make sense, with the new regime rolling in. The thing that's interesting to me is how the NFL does not have guaranteed contracts. So
unless you give the star guy a guaranteed contract. All contracts are not guaranteed. But if you're negotiating and come my team as a free agent and you want a 5-year deal and you want the first 2.5 years or 3 years protected, guaranteed, some marquee players are getting a chunk of their contracts guaranteed. But when you throw signing bonus money into it, then it's just very complicated math. And You cut math class. I didn't go. I went uptown drinking the night they taught math in college. But it is the layers of complexities for the salary cap kind of make it hard to really explain. But you can get a partial guarantee contract. You can get a signing bonus, and all that filters in to how you configure the salary cap hit.
Well, just imagine for a moment that the NFL had the same guarantee contract structure as Major League Baseball. I mean, what would you do when you're over the salary cap? You can't cut guys; you still got to pay them. So you'd have to maybe hope for a trade, or you would just be way the heck over the cap. So what do these NFL teams do when they're over the cap? Do they get penalized, or what is the story?
Well, you get dead money. If you're over, you're talking about start of the season, you got to be below the cap number.
Right.
So the cap is 255 effective next week. You got to be 255.
Oh, so you can't be over and get a penalty?
No. Your penalty is the dead money that you're not going to be able to use the following year if you have to cut the guy. If the Chargers have to cut Bosa, his salary comes off.
Mm-hmm.
So they push themselves below the cap. But they take a 12 or 14 million dead money hit, and that's 12 or 14 that they can't use this season.
Right. Yeah, it's complicated.
It's new math.
But in the end, they've got to cut guys. And like I said, I think this may work out really well for Harbaugh and his guys so they can really get their team, their players on the field.
Oh, Mr. Optimistic. You need players if you're going to play the game, John.
Yeah.
You can't, please don't tell me that by blowing out Bosa and Mike Williams and Eric Kendricks and some other guy that you're going to have the same, it's not going to be the same. There's no Austin Eckler either. It's not going to be the same team.
But they don't win with those guys. Okay. So why not get rid of those star players and start over?
Your tolerance level's unbelievable. Hey, Fans Forum, you're just joining us on our live stream. You're an NFL fan. You're a Charger fan. You want to talk about what we just talked about. Dive in. Go to the chat box right now. Ask a question. Get ready for an answer. You may like it. You may dislike it. Too bad for you. But we're letting you be part of our show, Fans Forum, right at the end. We're not done with football topics.